Superior North EMS provided TBT News with the chance to take part in a ride-along last week. It provided the opportunity to learn more about what it takes to be a paramedic and included high-stress moments responding to an overdose.
It's a consistently high-stress profession, but vital to the health and safety of everyone in Thunder Bay. Superior North EMS provided TBT News the opportunity to join one of their crews for an evening ride-along. But we begin back at EMS headquarters on Junot Avenue and meet the two veteran paramedics with more than 3 decades of experience between them.
What makes me keep coming to work is seeing everybody here, and but yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs. I started off my first year out of school. I did a year out in the district, so worked like Red Rock, Nipigon mostly, and then I applied back into the city, and I've been here ever since.
And same for you, 20 years, even longer, 2 decades now. What's it been like spending those 2 decades here?
So a little different. I've been all my years in the city, and he did a little bit in the district, so always in the city. Big change from when I've started 20 years ago. Different building. It's way busier than we started. We've got more ambulances on the road, and the call volume is much higher than 20 years ago.
But before hitting the road, a crucial part of the job, ensuring the ambulance is stocked with the life-saving equipment it needs.
All of your bags, the cupboards, your defibrillator, anything you might need under the bench seat to make sure if you're missing anything and you have adequate things. You do have an envelope that's got a checklist on it. After you've done it for a period of time, you don't really need that to rely on. You just know by looking what you're missing, you replace that. If a high priority call comes in, though, they will page you out for that call. You don't get your 20 minutes. You just go to that call.
Now that the ambulance is stocked, the crew heads out to one of its satellite stations, where they can be closer to the areas of the city they more often receive calls from. But prior to receiving a serious call, Martinic and Cucinato did have some time to unwind, which often doesn't happen on shift. Cucinato took the opportunity to tell us a little bit about what it takes to be a paramedic and the biggest barriers for those students who can't cut it after graduation.
You can be book smart, you can know your directives inside and out, but I think the biggest thing is that if you don't know how to talk to people and if you don't know how to talk to people and apply your training with that, then it's not for you.
Not long after explaining what it takes to be successful in the field, Cucinato had to put those skills into practice.
Better go up and eat
Right in the because it's closer to this end?
Yeah.
Just minutes after receiving the high priority call, paramedics were on scene to assist with what was confirmed to be an overdose. They were supported by a number of police cruisers as well as Thunder Bay Fire Rescue.
You can just stay like that, okay? I'm just gonna listen to your back, listen to your lungs. Just stay nice and still, okay? You're soaked.
Cucinato made his way back to the front of the ambulance to begin heading to the hospital, while Martinic remained in the back, assisting the patient.
Did you do any other drugs besides the down? Just the down.
Speaking afterwards, Martinic was thankful the patient was provided with Narcan and says it would have been a much more challenging scenario if they hadn't.
They'd be blue. Usually they're not breathing. That's usually the case for an overdose, but often then they can also be without a pulse, which would require a full resuscitation effort.
And for Cucinato, teamwork between paramedics is a life-saving measure in itself.
My partner's doing something. I kind of know what else needs to be done in the background. She's asking most of the questions, and we're basically just kind of working as a team.
The patient was successfully offloaded and registered at the hospital for treatment.